Hey guys, this is Nick from Attrell Toyota here in the Brampton Auto Mall, and you are looking at the 2021 Toyota Corolla Hybrid Standard Package. Now this car is beautifully wrapped in our super white color. It does come in a number of other colors that I will list for you in the description, but this color really does shine through. It is a beautiful mixture of hybrid efficiency as well as elegant design. Now I like to start off at the grille always, and you're going to see that this car has an LE styled honeycomb look to the grille. It shares this with our LE and XLE packages. It's a nice elegant design. It's open, it's really good looking, and is with the black contrast to the white, it actually comes out looking very nice. Now as we move forward, you're going to see that, as you may know by now with our Toyota Corollas, the Toyota emblem actually hides our radar detection technology that we use for our Toyota Safety Sense, so for our pre-collision as well as for our dynamic range cruise control. And so as you can see, this one has a bit of a blue highlight, and that indicates that it is a hybrid vehicle. You'll see this on all of our Toyota hybrids. They have a nice blue, kind of like electric blue highlight that really signifies to let everyone know that you are driving a hybrid electric vehicle. Now, as we move over to the side here, you're going to notice that this car actually gets our 3J headlights, which is usually seen on our sport models. These 3J pattern LED beams really provide a lot of great light at night, but also a really nice classy look throughout the day as well. It really does bring a really nice complementary feel to this car, as it gives you a kind of a sporty look, but also really a refined, elegant look as well. Now, as I back up and I move over to the side, you're going to see that you get hybrid specific wheels that actually come on this car. You're going to see that they're a little bit different than the other ones that you would get on our LEs and our SE models. This actually also helps to stand out and signify that this is a hybrid electric vehicle. You're going to see there's a nice mixture of a very, very dark charcoal gray with a nice chrome finish as well. Now these are actually alloy wheels that have a cover on top of them, and so it's important to note that they do have this kind of look that they might be a little bit shinier due to more of a plastic feel on the outside, but they are real alloys underneath, and they do not have a cheap feel to them. Rather, they actually have more of the way that I like to look at them, as more of a efficient and a more sporty design to this car. Now, as we move up to the side, you're going to see our iconic Toyota Hybrid Synergy Drive logo. This tells you that this car is powered by legendary Toyota Hybrid Synergy Drive. We've been doing different hybrid vehicles for many, many years. It started off in the early 90s with our Prius, and now Toyota's moving in a direction where they're actually trying to hybridize almost all of the lineup. As you may know, the Sienna is fully hybrid, the Venza is fully hybrid, and hopefully you can stick around soon to see our Tundra that is supposed to have a hybrid option as well. Now as we move down the side, you can see that the body lines of this car are very similar to all the other Corollas that we have shown you. They are all on the same TNGA platform, and they all are on the same body and frame design. And so as you can see coming around the corner, this Corolla does share a lot of the looks with its other brothers and sisters in our LE, XLE, and SE, and so on and so forth models. So as we come around the back, you're just going to see it's got a nice cowl to the bottom. Really nice sporty design, really does look efficient. Again, the badging on the back does signify not only that this is a hybrid, but also that it's a Corolla. And as you move around the corner here, you'll see you do have the single pipe at the bottom, namely because with it being a hybrid, you might not use that pipe as often. And then finally, as we come around the side, you're just going to see that really this is a Corolla through and through, but it's a Corolla with amazing gas mileage, amazing efficiency, and really in this day and age that we're in, a ton of practicality still in it. So as we come around to the front, you'll be able to see this is a full 360-degree view of this beautiful 2021 Toyota Corolla Hybrid Standard Package. Now bear with me as we head inside the vehicle. All right, guys, now before we go inside the vehicle, I want to show you actually how to get inside your Toyota Corolla Hybrid. And as you can see, this car comes with our Toyota Smart Key system. Now, this means that you do have push button start, but it also means that you have a couple of different ways that you can get into your car. Now, as you can see on this remote, you do have a panic button, you do have your trunk button, as well as you do have the traditional lock and unlock. But with this Smart Key, what you're able to do is actually put it in your pocket and access your vehicle without actually even having to take it out of your pocket. Now, as you can see, this door handle has two notches on the left side there, and that's used to lock your car. Now, the easiest way to unlock your car is simply put your hand inside, and you're going to hear the two chimes. Now, if I want to actually lock my car, I take my two fingers, place it there, you'll hear a single chime, and you'll be able to lock your vehicle. Now, it's important to note that you do have to have the key within proximity of the vehicle, and you can do this on both the driver's side as well as the passenger side doors, respectively. Now, first impressions of the interior, as you can see, I'm actually going to zoom out just a little bit so you can see a little bit more. You're going to notice that you do have a very classy black on black with a bit of chrome accent interior here. Now, this chrome accent really does bring out just a nice look inside this car, but it also just adds to a nice feel. It gives you a good look to the car, but it also adds to more of the rich feel of this vehicle. Now, this is a standard package, so just understand that when you do upgrade to our premium package, you will gain some more different creature comforts as well as different looks inside as well. Now, bear with me as I get inside. Going to close the door here. Now, this inside cabin is exactly the same as every other Corolla. Before you actually enter the vehicle, you'll see that the outside is exactly the same as every other Corolla. Well, the interior is as well. You still have your 8-inch touchscreen. You still have all of the controls on your steering wheel. And in this case, with your standard package, you also get a couple of other toys that come with your Corolla Hybrid. Now, if you just bear with me for a second, I'm going to start this car up. Now, some of you might be wondering, well, where is the big engine noise? Where's the vroom vroom? Where's the starting of the engine? Well, with our hybrids, you actually start with this sound, which is pretty much nothing. You don't hear any kind of engine start. You actually hear just the car come alive. If you have your radio will come on. If you have your, if you have your music set to a certain station, it'll come on. But really, the car actually does not need to start until there's actual need for power. Now, that can come from a couple of different areas. If you have your car on for a couple of minutes and the battery starts to go down a little bit, the car will actually turn on to actually act as a generator to power up your battery. Now, the other reason that you might need this is for all of our hybrids, every time you're driving under 40 kilometers an hour, this little EV button at the top, and I'm going to just zoom in, that little green EV car logo in the top corner there is actually going to be shown. And what that means is that when you're driving under 40 kilometers an hour, you will actually be using electric vehicle mode, which means you'll be using exclusively the battery to power the vehicle. Now, this is really great because a lot of people, when you're driving in the city, you don't realize how many times you actually tend to drive under 40 kilometers an hour. If you're driving in a very, very crowded downtown area, you'll probably be under 40 kilometers an hour for a good duration of that time. And if you're stuck in traffic, as many of us can sometimes be from time to time, you'll also be driving at a crawler's pace, which means you'll probably be under 40 kilometers. So this really does help more than people think. Now, traditionally, when you're looking at the Corolla or any of our other hybrids, if you spend a long time on the highway, if you drive a very far distance to and from work and you're on the highway, you might not see the electric vehicle mode activate as often as others. But if you're in the city, you will see it quite often. Now, as you can see, we've had this car on for a couple of seconds here, and it still actually has not turned on the actual motor. And that's because we're exclusively running off the battery. I'll take a second to show you this battery indicator on your 8-inch touchscreen. As you can see here, there's a kind of a three-pronged approach to this vehicle. Now you can see that you have the engine, you have the battery, and you have the wheels. Now while you're driving, if you're just using the battery, you're going to see a nice yellow arrow pointing from the battery to the to the wheels itself. When the wheels are still rolling, so when your vehicle's rolling or you're braking, you're actually going to see a green arrow pointed from the wheels towards the battery. What this indicates is our regenerative braking system is in action. And so what that does is, the reason why you don't have to plug in one of these hybrids is because as you're driving down the road, as soon as you take your foot off the gas pedal, you're actually going to be activating our regenerative braking measure. And what that does is it actually powers up the battery and actually charges the battery through our regenerative braking system. And so what you'll see is you can see arrows pointed from the engine to the wheels, engine to the battery, as well as battery to the wheels and vice versa. And so you're going to see that this vehicle is very intuitive, and what it does is it actually gives you a couple of different options for driving on the road, whether you can use your battery or you can use your engine to power the vehicle. And that's going to give you really, really good fuel economy, which we'll talk about later. It's going to bring a lot of efficiency to this vehicle and really help you in that department better than almost any other vehicle on the market today. Now, as we look inside, you're going to see that you have a 7-inch multi-information display. Now, give me just a second as I come around the outside. You're going to have this, there you go. As you see, the engine did just start. You can tell by the tachometer reading just a little bit over 1,000 that this car is actually running, and now it's going to be charging the battery. I'm actually going to take a second here since we're doing this to show you this arrow. Now the engine is also charging the battery. So if you're parked, as we are right now, the engine will actually charge your battery to get you up to where you need to be. Now, things to consider are when you use your air conditioning, when you use your radio, when you use different stuff that draw power, the likelihood of having to have the engine charge the battery will increase. Also, the level of use for the battery will increase the more stuff that you have activated in the vehicle itself. Now, pardon me, back to our 7-inch multi-information display, you're going to see right now it does have that our fuel low indicator telling us that we do need to go fill up our tank. But it also offers a bunch of different options in here. Now you can see that you have different distance to empties. It's telling you to refuel. That will traditionally tell you in kilometers how many you have left before you need to go to the gas station. You will also see that there is a weather gauge or showing the temperature outside. You will also see that you do have a speedometer that goes from 0 to 240, and you will also see that you have an indicator just to the left of the weather indicator that there is park. It'll also show you that you are in reverse, neutral, drive, or our braking system as well. You also do have a prominent display in the top right corner of the clock to tell you exactly what time it is throughout the day. Now, as we cycle through, you'll also see that you do have cruise control and lane departure alert that you can set. You do have a trip indicator as well for those of you who log kilometers while you're driving, or for those of you who may be on a trip and you just want to see how long, how far you've gone. Also, you do have our Toyota Safety Sense system in this vehicle. So you do have lane tracing alert with steering assist, pre-collision, blind spot monitor, and rear cross traffic safety alert. Now, as you can see, the engine did just cut off, and what it did is that is because the battery was sufficiently charged and now allows you to run on battery power once again. So as we continue to cycle through, you'll see that you also have a message that says the fuel is low. You will also get different messages if there are different things going on with your car. And you have this very handy average range indicator. This tells you how economically you are driving. Obviously, if you're a little bit of a lead foot, you might have higher numbers than if you are more of an economic driver. But through and through, this car is very easy to get good gas mileage on. It's still a lot of fun to drive, but it also is very economically friendly and also helps you really save as much gas as possible. So if you drive in the city and you drive a fair amount, this is the car for you to save as much gas as you possibly can. Now as we move over, I'll show you a couple of other different things. You have our blue push button start, tells you it's also a hybrid. All of these hybrids do come with our push button start nowadays, so it's a very nice feature to have with our smart key system. You do have your climate controls here. You can change the different temperature. You have a bunch of different options, as you can defrost the front, you can defrost the rear window, as well as being able to defrost the mirrors on either side. You will have a couple of different options as to where you want to direct your fan. You will also have an Eco Cool button. Sorry about that, it's really loud. You will also have an Eco Heat and Cool button, which I really like. It also helps optimize your fuel efficiency by setting you to different heat or cool settings that are actually going to optimize with your driving experience. What that means is that you're going to use less gas, less power by adding or by using this button, and you'll also be able to stay as comfortable as possible. Now, finally, you do also have some different options, including recycled air. You do have options as to where you want to direct your air into the back seat, as well as air conditioning that should be standard on all vehicles. Now, as we come down to the bottom, you're going to see this car is equipped with heated front seats, where you're going to be able to see that you have a driver's and passenger side respectively with high and low settings. This is very, very handy, especially in the 6 months of winter we have where everyone's going to be cold. They're very comfortable. You can have a high setting and a low setting to keep you comfortable as possible. It is important to note that these and all these other creature comfort features that use power will affect the amount of battery power you have at a given time. Now, as you come down to the side, you'll be able to see the different drive modes that we have, especially our EV mode, where you'll be able to put your car into that electric vehicle mode. Please know that if you try to do this above 40 kilometers an hour, it will not work, as this setting is only for 40 kilometers and below. As we come around here, you're going to see you have your shifter, you have your traditional park, reverse, neutral, drive, and then you also have brake, which is a gear that's going to help you slow down a lot easier. So if you're driving in the winter time and it's icy out, you can put your car into that mode, and then as you slow down, the car will downshift as accordingly. And then finally, you have your parking brake that's electronic. It's activated for you as you put your car into reverse, neutral, or drive. This will be deactivated on its own. But if you are in neutral and you wish to activate it yourself, you can pull up on the switch. You also have your brake hold feature, which is very handy for sitting at long lights, or if you want to, if you're just pulled over and you want to use your brake hold, you can. We obviously recommend that you would put your car in park if you're not driving most of the time. All right, guys, so this is the front of our 2021 Toyota Hybrid Standard Package. Bear with me as we check out the back seat. All right, guys, here we are in the back seat of this wonderful 2021 Toyota Corolla Hybrid Standard Package. Now, you're going to notice that in our Corollas, all of the back seats are the same unless you go with our hatchback model. Now, if you're in any of the sedans, they are the same no matter you go from LE, XLE, to even our hybrid packages. You're going to notice that they do have curved back seats for the driver and passenger side so that passengers in the back can have a little more legroom. I myself feel very comfortable in the back seats of these cars. There is tons of space. The only difference that comes in other vehicles is when you do have a moonroof, that can bring just a little more light and make the cabin feel a little bit bigger. But as a whole, this car is well equipped, very spacious. The back seat has a ton of room. It's got a nice feel to it. Doesn't feel cheap. It's got very comfortable seats in the back seat here with the cloth texture. And all in all, it's a great back seat to have for anyone, whether you're a family, whether you're young professionals, or anyone alike, retirees. This car is for you. It fits everyone very comfortably. It's easy to get into and easy to get out of, especially in the back seat. Now bear with me as we check out the trunk. All right, guys, so we're checking out the trunk of this 2021 Toyota Corolla Hybrid Standard. And as you can see, it is a trunk. It has tons of space. Like all of our other Corollas, it does have the ability for the back seats to fold down and give you a little bit of extra space in the back. But as you can see, like I've said before, with this Corolla, you're the same as an LE, SE, XSE. All of them are the same. They're on the same platform. The only change you'll see is if you were to get a hatchback model. Now, this sedan does have room in the back, you know, for hockey bags, groceries, IKEA purchases, and all the like. You do also get your winter and summer mats with these cars when you purchase them from us here at Attrell Toyota. So yeah, there's tons of opportunity here for you to use this vehicle. I would suggest if you're looking for more of a utility aspect that you look more at our RAV4, maybe even a Highlander or a Sienna. But for the young professional, especially those living downtown, or if you have a small family, this car does give you a bunch of opportunity to use it for utility purposes as well. Now, finally, we're going to go check out the engine at the front. All right, guys, so as we check out the engine of this hybrid standard package Toyota Corolla, you will notice that it does have you know, very clean engine bay. It does have everything very accessible right at the front. Your fluids are very easy to top up. Your battery's very easy to work on. And this car actually has our 1.8 liter 4-cylinder engine paired with our hybrid Synergy drive from Toyota. As I said to you before, this car is got a very, very good past. Our hybrid Synergy drive has been in production really since the mid-90s and has only grown since then. And so you're going to see that this is very capable. It's very clean, as any Toyota, very easy to work on, and very open concept for mechanics and any owners in the like. Now, as I come around the side, I want to be able to show you just one more final shot of the big vehicle itself, but also allude to its gas mileage. Now, the reason you buy a hybrid is for the gas mileage. Not exclusively, but definitely it's one of the things we focus on. And as you can see, 4.5 liters per 100 is the combined number. That is amazing. Now, to give you a little bit of an idea, a traditional LE or SE Corolla, you're looking at 7 liters per 100. And so that is actually really, really, really good. It almost cuts it in half. And it's just a really, really well-equipped vehicle through and through. The car looks good, sounds good, drives good, and is always going to be good for your wallet, especially in missing those gas stations along the way. Well, guys, this is our 2021 Toyota Corolla Hybrid Standard Package. If you're interested in coming to check one out or take it for a test drive, feel free to come down to 110 Can-Am Crescent here in the Brampton Auto Mall, and one of our awesome sales staff would love to help you out. Have an awesome day. Take care.